Alrighty, guys, let's get it. Today, we are going to be talking about the Pearl District down here in downtown Portland, what it's like to live down here, a little bit of a vlog tour. We'll be covering walkability, some restaurants, some touristy places. Stick around. I know you guys will love it. Alrighty, now for those of you who don't know, my name's Lucas with the Sadle team. We've helped hundreds of buyers buy into Portland, even move out of Portland. We do everything of relocation in and out. If you guys have any questions, thoughts, or concerns, or even want a little bit more information on what it's like to live here in Portland, give us a call, shoot us a shout out, like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you gotta do, and we will reach out. Alrighty, guys, so first up, we're gonna be talking about the walkability here in the Pearl District. A lot of people think the walkability kind of here sucks. Trust me, it does not. It's actually really good. And some people even say that there's no shopping. Right behind me, there's a Safeway. And then on 33rd up this way, there's even a Fred Meyer's. Right here, we are on Lovejoy and 13th. This is Lovejoy Square, all right behind me. Got Safeway, Bank of America, and then some other commercial restaurant retail areas here. You got basics, you've got quesadillas, burritos, all of the best, tacos, nachos, you name it. We've got JoJo's down here on the corner right here. That's more of like an American bar and grill, just your typical American bar and grill. And then of course we've got some barber shops over here, some more industrial commercial things. But that is Lovejoy Square. Okay, now we are one block down of Lovejoy Square, and we got a little bit more retail stores. We do have a burger shop right here. They've got some really good burgers. We've got Vacasa, Timberland, and then some other places that are for lease. We've got Cure Juice Bar. Cure Juice Bar, that is like your typical Portland vegan restaurant. They're not going to have any meats there or anything like that. I think I've been there once. I am not vegan myself, so it wasn't really my forte, but a lot of people here in Portland are both vegan and vegetarian, so they've got all your options if you are vegan or vegetarian. Another thing to note about Portland is the overall walkability, right? So here I am. One block here is about 100 feet. Anywhere and everywhere else in the nation, your blocks are going to be about 300 feet by 300 feet. So if you're in Portland and somebody says, oh, it's about 3 blocks down that way, those blocks are going to be a lot shorter and you might get there sooner rather than what you originally anticipated if you're like from New York or Baltimore, somewhere like that, where the blocks are going to be a little bit longer, like 300 by 300. But fun little fact. Okay, so this whole area, I don't know if you guys would believe this or not, but this used to be old rail yards, like back in the 60s. It's slowly developed over time. But back then, yeah, these were all rail yards, which as a local, I really didn't even know that until I started doing research upon this video. But it kind of makes sense because the rail yards are back that way behind me. And then, yeah, as things just kind of progressed naturally, things kind of grew. And here we are now. So right in the middle of the Pearl District, we got, I don't know if you guys can even see that bridge right behind me. I-84, I-5, one of those bridges. I'm horrible with geography. And then we've got the West Hills behind me, all the way on the west side of the river. Right now we are on the west side of the river still. And then of course we've got some more restaurants over here that we'll take a look at here shortly. Okay, so right here behind me, you've got 2 Wongs. You can't really see it too much, but that's a really good taco spot. You got quite a few of Hispanic taco shops down here. Right behind me, we've got a barista restaurant for your coffee. What else do we have down here? Another thing to note is the parking situation. Here in the Pearl District, they will oftentimes have like lots of parking banks or parking areas where you could kind of just park wherever. Parking is pretty limited down here. It is rough. You could go like 2 hours on the road and it's free after 7 p.m. on the street. But then in here where it's going to be a little bit more safer, it's going to cost you upwards of like $20 a day for 24 hours. So it can be a little bit of expensive, but certainly something to think about. Okay, so another thing to know about Portland, whether you're living in the Pearl District or just kind of anywhere in Portland, and I'm sure some of you guys already know this as well, is that Portland is very like fitness friendly, right? We've got a lot of Pilates classes, 24-hour fitness, Cure Juice Bar, vegan and vegetarian restaurants. So even down here in the Pearl District, you're going to have your 24-hour fitness, your professional Pilates class, which there is a specific name for that studio. I forget what it is. There's another gym, and then also all sorts of like private clubs that you can get. Actually, the 24-hour fitness is right behind me right here. But yeah, all sorts of private clubs that you can get. I will say it's a little bit more expensive. As far as housing and what housing looks like down here, you're not really going to find any single family homes. That it just doesn't really exist. They're mainly going to be condos, apartments, townhomes, things of that nature. Got a lot of condos down here in the Pearl District. So like, yeah, and certainly something to keep in mind. Lots of HOA fees and then taxes on top of that. But before actually pulling the trigger on anything like that and deciding for sure, make sure you give us a call and make sure that it's the right fit for you when things do come to stone. So we'll see you then. Okay, another thing that I want to cover when I'm down here is all the way from now, those blocks down there where we originally were at here, and even back here, about 4 blocks even down this way, down that street. Every Thursday, not every Thursday, every first Thursday of the month, we've got something called First Thursdays. It's kind of like a Saturday market, but at night. It starts at like 4 p.m. on a Thursday, every first Thursday of the month. They've got all sorts of vendors, food, anything that you could really imagine when it comes to that area. So certainly reach out, give us a call if that is something that you're interested in. Okay, so now that we are in a little bit more of the residential part of the Pearl District, I do want to cover some townhomes and condos with you guys. These are going to be condos, of course, but this is typically what you're going to find in the Pearl District as far as housing. Like, again, you're not going to find any single family homes. This is right like in the heart of downtown Portland. Got the waterfront just on the other side of the Pearl District. So there's not a whole lot of space. Lots of condos, townhomes, and things of that nature, apartments, condos, studios. They do have some penthouses, of course. Those are going to be a little bit more expensive. But right now in Portland, the condo market, it's a little messy up. Houses or condos are staying on the market a lot longer than single family homes. I want to say like a third, maybe a fourth of all listed condos are selling right now. So it's a rough market. It certainly can be looked at as buyer's market if we're just looking at condos here in the Portland area. So like, again, if that's something that you're interested in, reach out, give us a call, shoot us a text, comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you got to do. While we're here, look at this. We've got a beautiful little park right here. Let's see if I can zoom in right here a little bit. That's pretty cool. Here in the summer, I know it gets really hot, and all of those benches, I should say, get filled by family members or kids and whatever. We've got just like I don't know, one person right here standing, but it's not too hot. It's right now we are at the middle of April. Easter is next week, so just give you guys some perspective, time of year as to what the weather looks like. It's about 65 degrees out today. We did get our first 70 degree day, I want to say 3 weeks ago. So that was nice to get in, especially here in Oregon. We don't get very many of those until summer. So that's how you know spring and summer are coming. Okay, so the park that we were just at that you guys just saw, that was at Jameson Square Park with the waterfalls and whatnot. Right now, I am at Jameson Park. This place is beautiful. You got a little bit of a deck and a walkway right here. You got stairs behind me. There's a street right over here, and then beautiful, beautiful greenery over here with some pond. There's 4 main parks in the Pearl District. That took me a while to say. With all of these parks that have natural running water, they actually rise and lower with the sea level. And when Portland was actually developing all of this, they wanted to preserve the natural springways, currents or creeks that they did. And so what they actually ended up doing is they created a few little pipes to preserve those. So you got all of those creeks running through the man-made pipes now. That way they're not disrupted should that happen. And yeah, that's a really cool part of this, is like, it's just kind of like a hangout area. You bring your dogs, cats. People even walk their cats here, believe it or not. I'm sure you could find somebody walking their goldfish probably, like on a little skateboard. But that's just one of the things that I really love about Portland, is like, it's so weird. You never know what you're going to see, what you're going to expect. And it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful overall.